This is Papa Dukes of the OG Social Network Podcast. Time to relax, relate, and release. All righty, everybody. I am back. Let's see here. We got a camera. Oh, yeah, typical. Let's do that. Oh, I hope you all are doing well and things are positive for you. We are currently, how can I say it? It's just a beautiful day. Waiting for my guest to come on. I hope you all are doing well. Just finished an interview with the weed shop. They are an amazing group of people who were just a delight to interview. Currently, right now, just making sure my camera's all set up properly. And let's see what's going on here. Oh, okay. Am I missing something? I hope you all are having a great evening. Oh, I know why. Oh, no, not really. That's already done. Let's see. Technology really is a pain in the ass. Let me tell you guys that right now. Pain in the butt. So, yeah, right there's the first one. And we are still having issues. Waiting for my guest to come on here. Let's give him a few minutes. Okay. Say you ready? Let's do it. Wow. You don't see me, guys. Okie dokie. There we go. What up? Just want to talk about? Yeah. There we go. So, yeah, we are currently having a beautiful day. Over the last couple of days, we've been promoting Pink's Products Halloween event with the Weed Shop that will be held October the 31st. We will be featuring burlesque and pumpkin carvings, lovely prizes. If you purchase Pink's products, you definitely will be more part of the costume show, be able to participate even more with the benefits that come with the Halloween show. And they're located at 4906. Oops, wrong one. They're located at 4906 Arthur Kill Avenue. That was a great interview I had yesterday, I believe, with Big Dave Elise. He's an awesome guy. I can't wait to see him in person. We're going out to Honey Stash. Yes, Honey Stash Dispensary in Jersey, November 3rd. So yeah, it's a good day. It's a good day, and I am on another level in time and space, to be honest with you. I'm just going to finish up this late interview, I hope, and enjoy speaking with this man and learn about herbal results and hear testimonials and stuff like that. So, but I do know we're going to give him a few more minutes, and in the meantime, and there we go. Yeah, so we are here, and it's so beautiful, and everything is great, and yada yada yada. So as you all know, I do definitely want to give a big shout out to Produce 420 again, and Green Spectrums, Michael Fertucci, Joanna Fertucci. I hope the family's doing well up there. New York City Cannabis Exchange is hosting an event October 29th. Special event. I'll have that all out for you tomorrow. And of course, Surfside, they have great integrated tech that you definitely will want to learn more about them. My Security, J-Stone Branding, Event High, Silk Road, so on. I hope you're doing well. 40's Goodies, 40, give me a shout out. I love you, man. I hope you're doing very well. And Web Bio Distributors and Pink's Products. They have been, they're our newest sponsors and awesome people to be with. And I want to also say too, this network is designed to help people that need help with affordable ancillary businesses to run any of your businesses, from cannabis to, hey, podcasts. So yeah, I have these people in the network because they're affordable, they're beautiful people, they're reliable. You don't have to go through all the performative and predatory practices you've been dealing with. They understand long-term benefits of a cannabis business, and they're going to help you. All right, so I'm going to tell you right now, I want to introduce a fine young man that my mom connected me with. Dr. Joan Cartwright connected me with. And I just want to let you know that on this episode, we have truly a true innovator in the community and builder, Heru Ofori-Atta, the brilliant mind behind Herbal Roots. Heru's journey bridges wellness, entrepreneurship, and advocacy, blending ancient holistic principles with today's modern cannabis culture. Through Herbal Results, he's helping people improve their health naturally, teaching that plant medicine isn't just about getting high, it's about getting healed. We'll talk about how his work is empowering communities, breaking stigmas, and redefining what results really mean when it comes to wellness and cannabis. From the science of healing to the spirituality of self-care, Heru brings the knowledge, the energy, and the heart of the true healer. Tune in as we elevate the conversation with Heru of Herbal Results, and right here on the OG Social Network podcast, where culture, community, and cannabis connect. Thank you so much, Heru. I'm so glad you came on today. I appreciate the time. I know we're going to have another in-person interview Saturday. You are definitely someone people need to hear about. Can you please tell us who you are and what we have going on?
Yeah, man. Thank you for inviting me to your show. It's a pleasure. Also knowing your mother, I know that I'm in good company with good genetics.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be on. Yeah, my name is Heru, and I'm the founder of Herbal Results Industries. The website is herbalresults.net, and we've been doing this work for over a decade now, and we've been doing a lot of good work in documenting healing people from these major diseases in a non-toxic manner. So anyone who's interested, the best thing to do and the most efficient use of your time would be to go to our website, herbalresults.net, and then go to the testimonials page, really, because you first need to see that we know what we're talking about, right? Because I could be on here selling wolf tickets and snake oil, and you wouldn't know that what I'm saying is actually true, even if I give you my credentials and give you a bunch of degrees. It doesn't matter because anyone can give you that type of lineup in terms of degrees. We know many educated fools, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The platform that I am standing on, in terms of the mantra that I use, is that expertise must be judged by quality and consistency of results. And that's why the company's name Herbal Results, because we're here to get results for people. And if we're not getting results, then why are we even doing anything? We have found the best use of herbs through understanding solubility. And I actually started with dealing with herbal science with cannabis. That was my jumping off point. And what happened was that in around 2011, I saw a documentary, which I'm sure your audience and you would be familiar with, called Run from the Cure.
Okay.
Run from the Cure was a documentary about Rick Simpson out of Canada, who was
Mhm.
reversing people's cancer with cannabis oil.
I'll be having his son on, David, in the next couple of weeks.
Excellent. So when I saw the documentary with all these people with stage 4 cancer getting reversals, I was dumbfounded as to why this was not worldwide news and why the world didn't stop. All of us know someone who has died of cancer. Uh, and the fact that this was something that was not on mainstream news was just, to me, criminal. That he was presenting evidence of people who were sick, people who had done chemotherapy, radiation, and told that, hey, it didn't work, go home and die, right? And then he gave them his cannabis oil, and these people then became free of cancer. And I thought that this was remarkable. So this is how I started. So my background is that I have a degree in biology and psychology. I have a double degree in neuroscience called biopsychology. And then I became a lawyer afterwards. So I was going to medical school, then I became a lawyer.
Mhm.
And I did many other things the following years. But when I saw Run from the Cure, that's when I put back on my science hat.
Mhm.
So I thought that this was so monumental. And in the video, Rick Simpson also showed how you could actually make your own cannabis oil with his own techniques.
Mhm.
And at the time, he was using paint thinner, a brand called Naphtha. And so the really interesting thing was that naphtha in Canada has a different boiling point than naphtha in the United States. So what he would do is he'd wash the cannabis with the oil, with the
Paint
paint
thinner.
thinner, and the paint thinner, because it's a hydrocarbon, it would attract all of the cannabinoids into it. So the cannabinoids would migrate from the plant material into the liquid substrate medium, which was the paint thinner. And then you would boil it off and it would evaporate. And then you're stuck with this oil, and that's the cannabis oil. Well, a lot of people saw that, and people in America started making their own cannabis oil. The problem is, he would say that, hey, I boil it usually for 4 hours and it would evaporate. But the problem
Mhm.
was that um, naphtha in the United States had a higher boiling point than a naphtha in Canada,
Okay.
which meant that you would have to boil it for longer than what he said.
Okay.
But a lot of people didn't know that, so they just followed his instructions and boiled it for the certain amount of time that he used to boil it. But that naphtha was different. That naphtha essentially evaporated quicker in Canada than the brand in America. So what happened is that people would be stuck with cannabis oil and paint thinner, which is toxic. So it led me on the road to find alternatives. And because I was living in the Caribbean at the time, one of the alternatives that I found was coconut oil, because cannabis is actually fat soluble. It's lipophilic. And this is what got me in my journey into herbalism, because I started studying plants. And the first thing I started learning was that different plants have different solubilities.
Mhm.
And that for many years, people have been boiling tea in water. And there are many, many medicinal plants that are hydrophobic, which means that they do not migrate into water. The active
Right.
medicinal property will not migrate into water. It is actually something that will stay away from water. That's why they say it's hydrophobic. So then that led me on a whole, new rabbit hole on understanding why people are using herbs and not feeling anything or not getting better, is because most of the time they're boiling it as tea, but they're boiling it in the wrong liquid,
Mm.
right? So for instance, cannabinoids are lipophilic and hydrophobic. So if you boil cannabis in water as a tea, the medicine is not going to come out into the water. You have to boil it into a fat like milk or coconut milk
Right.
or coconut oil. But a lot of people didn't know that. Same thing for oregano. So oregano's active medicinal ingredient is called carvacrol. Carvacrol is hydrophobic. You need to boil it in oil or milk. not water. And so there's a whole curcumin, the same thing. So there's people. I actually had a friend who I've known for about 20 years, and she had IBS.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, her IBS turned into colitis, and then the next step is having Crohn's disease. So she's having major digestive issues for many, many years. She called me about it, and she said, "Look, I was told that curcumin works very well, and I've been, using it as a tea, and it's not doing anything for me." And I said to her, "That's because you're boiling it in water." She said, "How did you know?" She said, "How did you know?" I said, "Because it's not working.
Mm-hmm.
Curcumin is fat soluble, not water soluble. So go get you some coconut milk and boil the curcumin in that, and the turmeric in that, and it will draw out the curcumin because the curcumin is fat soluble." So all this time she'd been taking turmeric and not knowing that the active medicinal ingredient curcumin, which does all of the magic, is fat soluble. But no one educates people about this. So most people take tea and they boil it in water, not knowing the different characteristics of the herbs that you're trying to draw out into the liquid substrate medium. So when she then used coconut milk, she called me the next day and said, "It worked. I no longer have this irritation in my bowels." So it's just that simple. So a lot of people don't know this. And so this is what we do at Herbal Results is that number one, the products that we make them with the best extraction mechanisms, methods based on the laws of solubility. And, I developed my own extraction techniques. And this is the road that Rick Simpson actually led me on, where I didn't want to use paint thinner. So I had to solve the problem. And I was in the Caribbean at the time, and we have a lot of coconuts. So we had to make coconut oil, and then you're able to now make a coconut oil extraction of cannabis.
Right.
That is very powerful. Right. And
a hell of a lot more natural.
Absolutely. And I started giving lectures all around the Caribbean, United States. Because of my legal and scientific background, I was able to merge both topics around cannabis. So I have a lecture that's out on YouTube that I did at the University of Virgin Islands. It's called The Legal and Medicinal History of Cannabis.
The legal and medicinal history
of cannabis. Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't know is that cannabis tinctures used to be the most prescribed pharmaceutical or most prescribed medicine in the United States and Canadian pharmacopoeia before 1940.
Right.
Before the Marijuana Stamp Act. And I mean, I'm sure your listeners would know that it used to be legal. Cannabis used to be legal. Legal for medicine until William Randolph Hearst and Harry Anslinger changed everything with the Marijuana Stamp Act. So it used to be known as a medicine, used to be known as a very powerful plant, but they wanted to capitalize off of making paper off of trees for William Randolph Hearst and not using hemp. At the time, the decorticator was not invented because you couldn't mass produce hemp because the fiber is so strong it would break the machines. Right. So then when the decorticator came, all of a sudden now you could mass produce hemp. But the problem is that you had a newspaper magnate who bought millions of acres of trees to make paper to sell to his competitors, and that was going to ruin his investment if hemp was able to be used, because 1 acre of hemp can make so much more paper than 1 acre of trees. And hemp has a 5-month growing season, whereas these trees need to grow for 20 years. So you can do the math.
Yes.
And so
also were the DuPonts also a part of that?
DuPonts, all of them, Rockefeller, all of them were part of it, because this was also the time when Rockefeller wanted to introduce synthetic medicines to medical schools that were offshoots of the petroleum industry. This is where Rockefeller and DuPont formed a partnership where DuPont would take the waste material from the petroleum and make pharmaceutical drugs. That's where you have DuPont chemicals. So these billionaires were all in cahoots with each other, because you had this plant that could do so much, and you couldn't patent it because it's made by Mother Nature, and it was going to ruin their profit motive. So it became illegal, and there was a lot of propaganda behind it, and we're still fighting the propaganda. And because of my legal background too, when I go over the legal history of cannabis, it became very clear that cannabis is a Schedule 1 drug unconstitutionally.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a whole lecture unto itself, because Schedule 1 drugs must meet 3 criteria simultaneously. Number one, it must have no accepted medicinal use in the United States. Number two, it must not be able to be safely prescribed by a medical practitioner. Number three, it must have a high potential for abuse. So even number one disqualifies it, because you have all these medical marijuana laws around the country. So you can't say it has no medicinal use in the United States, but you have medical marijuana laws, right? And medical marijuana states. And then number two, it cannot be prescribed safely by a doctor. That's not true, because doctors give prescriptions for cannabis and synthetic cannabis, such as cannabinol,
right,
and Marinol. And so, and then number three, high potential for abuse. That was settled in I think it was a 1986 DEA case by Judge Francis L. Young, who determined that the lethal dose for marijuana was smoking 4,000 pounds in 15 minutes.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't think anyone would want to break that record.
Yeah. So, like I said, I know a lot of Rasta men, and they would love to try to break it.
Yeah, they won, but they also love their food too. So they live. That's
exactly.
crazy.
No, but I mean, nobody can smoke 4,000 pounds in 15 minutes. So it's not, it doesn't even have a lethal dosage that makes any sense. So therefore, you can't have a high potential for abuse. So it doesn't fit into the 3 criteria. So because it doesn't fit any 3 criteria for a Schedule 1 drug, it doesn't pass what you call the rational basis test under constitutional law. All laws must have a rational basis. And if you can prove that they do not have a rational basis, they can be thrown out of court. So, but a lot of lawyers haven't argued that, but I've written a memorandum of law for that, and it's been used successfully, where they've ended up, not dismissing people's cases, because if it goes to the appellate level, it becomes a holding of law, and that would mean that all people who've been arrested for cannabis would have to be released. So they never wanted to get it to the appellate level.
Oh my God!
At the trial level, they'll see it, and then they'll just dismiss the case if your lawyer decides to, take that route to challenge the constitutionality of it. Right. It's very easy to challenge the constitutionality of it. Those 3 factors, cannabis does not fit, and those 3 factors must exist simultaneously.
So why are we having all of these convictions? And I'm pretty sure it's what the prison system, the racial issues.
I mean, because I think here's the reason. A lot of lawyers don't know science. We don't have, like, you could say people are educated, but people are very siloed. And if they just looked at those 3 standards that are necessary for a Schedule 1 drug, and if you knew about cannabis and the science of cannabis, you would know that those 3 criteria do not fit cannabis. Cannabis should not be a Schedule 1 drug by those 3 criteria. It's actually unconstitutional. That's a whole different conversation unto itself, but I mean, it's a fact.
Well, I want to really talk. We're definitely going to have, we definitely going to have another podcast on that alone. But I did want to show everyone regarding the testimonials. And let them know. Let's view one real quick. I want to view this gentleman here.
Yeah, I mean, these testimonials are long. They're about an hour long.
No, but I mean, like, tell me about. Okay.
Yeah, I can tell you about them. I certainly can tell you about them.
Okay.
So
why don't we do that? Go ahead.
Yeah, so you can go back to the main screen for.
Oh, sorry.
So he's on herbalresults.net. Mm-hmm. And that's the products page, and now he's going to the testimonials page. So you can just scroll down. Okay. On the left, the top left, you see there is a gentleman out of Philadelphia
Yes.
His name is Crawford Peterson. He had stage 3 prostate cancer. So before I even get into these stories, what people need to know is because I started doing experiments with cannabis, and cannabis has these legal issues around it being a Schedule 1 drug. I had to find another plant that could do the same things around cannabis, around cancer, that cannabis could do, because Mother Nature doesn't only strike once. She strikes all over the place. So what I did was I started to do research on a U.S. National Institute of Health website, and I found the leaves of the olive tree had studies showing that it killed cancer tumors in mice between 9 and 12 days. And I thought this was very promising. And I started researching more, and I saw many different studies on how olive leaf extract kills cancer tumors. And then I saw that olive leaf extract reversed high blood pressure. Then I saw that it also lowered blood sugar and diabetes reversals around it, and that it did it just as well as these pharmaceutical medications without the toxic side effects.
Mm-hmm.
And then that it killed pathogens very well. Viral infections, bacterial infections, parasitic infections, fungal infections, and also was anti-inflammatory, which is the cause of most diseases. So I thought, okay, this is all in one. So I started, because I'd learned plant extraction medicine very well from my work with cannabis. I was able to extract the medicine from from the leaves of the olive tree extremely well. Made very strong formulas, and I gave it to myself first, as anyone who is a scientist of conscience should be. Is that you should all your concoctions you should test on yourself first before you give it to other people.
Right.
And so I took it, and it got rid of my eczema that I had for over 20 years. And then it got rid of my asthma, which I had all my life. Then I gave it to friends who had high blood pressure, and it lowered their blood pressure from as high as 210, 220 over 110. And it went down to like 125 over 73 within like 48 hours. Blood sugar reversed from 400 to 98 within 48 hours. And so I said, okay, we've got something here. And then so I used to sell it at a farmer's market in the Virgin Islands. And it would sell out all the time until pharmacies started picking it up because of the demand. And then I got a phone call from a gentleman, which you'll see. He was the first person who called me with a cancer reversal. His name is Dr. Charles Harrigan.
Right.
And he just basically told me, he said, "Are you the guy with the olive leaf extract?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Well, I just want to tell you, thank you for saving my life. I had prostate cancer, and now I'm cancer free." That's him right there.
Right there.
Yes. And he said, "Anything you need, let me know." And I said, "Yes, I do need one thing. I need you to do a video testimonial." He's the very first video testimonial we have. And of course, you see so many. You see like
I see.
Yeah, you see like a dozen. But so we've been getting a lot of these reversals, man. So what I can do is, because you scroll up, I can just briefly tell you some of these people's stories. So on the left there is Crawford Peterson, stage 3 prostate cancer. He's about 64 years old. Stage 3 prostate cancer. 97% of his prostate was covered with tumors. His PSA score was 150. And for just to put that in perspective, anything over 4 is seen as being risk for cancer. So he was 40. He was 40 times that number.
Wow.
And yes, and that's a 150. And then he did the Herbal Results protocol and took the products with olive leaf extract. And within 3 months, his PSA went to 0.1, and he was declared cancer free. And he's been cancer free for the last 2 years.
Okay.
In perfect health.
That's beautiful.
Zach Richardson on the right was diagnosed with esophageal cancer. You see him in the hospital bed right there. He was given 90 days to live. They told him that the only thing that they could do for him is that for him to possibly survive is that they were going to take out his esophagus, completely cut it out, and they were going to stretch his intestines up to his throat to replace his esophagus.
Oh, wow. That's pretty freaking gory, but okay.
And he said no. And someone gave him the olive leaf extract. He started taking that. And some months later, he was declared cancer free. And he tells his story. And so all of these are very in-depth interviews. They're about an hour long.
Right.
And people are telling their story from the moment they got sick to their moment of their diagnosis to their doctors fighting with them. and them doing the protocol and then them being cancer free. The next one is Tabia Yatunde, stage 3 endometrial cancer
Mm-hmm.
and uterine cancer reversed in a few months.
Okay.
To the right there is the second person who called me the cancer reversal, Velma Samuel. She had a breast tumor, cancerous breast tumor, the size of a quarter, like the coin. And she
Right.
took the olive leaf extract and the tumor completely disappeared. If you scroll up, you'll see a prostate. Scroll down, you'll see a prostate cancer reversal again.
Right
That
here.
is Charles Harrigan. To the
Right.
right, you'll see breast cancer, and she tells her story. To the bottom of that, you'll see stage 4 liver cancer reversal out of Louisiana. It's a husband and wife. The wife was the caretaker of the husband. He was on pretty much his deathbed. And within a few weeks of taking olive leaf extract, he went out fishing and went back to work. And they tell their story. Yeah, they tell their story. And to the right there is Dr. Kenneth Nave, the medical doctor himself. And he was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. It spread to his bones and his brain. And he began taking the olive leaf extract and other antiparasitics. And 4 months later, he was declared cancer-free. Below that is another man, Ron Bush, stage 4 lung cancer, spread to his brain as well. Took the olive leaf extract, did the protocol, came to one of my lectures in DC, said he would do everything I told him to do. He did. A few months later, he was declared cancer-free. To the right, there is Kojo Tukumbo, prostate cancer reversal. He tells his story. On the bottom there is stage 4 adenocarcinoma, covered in both of her lungs, full of tumors. And she actually went to the cemetery to pick out her own gravesite. At the cemetery, she met a worker who knew about my work, who told her that she should contact me and do the protocol, Herbal Results protocol. She did it. Within a few months, her lungs are completely cleared of tumors, and she can breathe now. Her diabetes is reversed. Her high blood pressure is reversed. And many of these people also had high blood pressure and diabetes, and their problem has been reversed as well with the Herbal Results products. Then below that, you'll see you'll see a prostate cancer reversal below that. Okay. And then to the right there is Renee Dinar, 76 years old, out of Tampa, Florida, stage 4 liver cancer reversal. We just got that reversal about 3 weeks ago.
God bless you.
Yeah. And then below that, you'll see diabetes and high blood pressure reversals.
Okay.
So you see all those. We'll see one gentleman there. He had a hole in his foot. They were going to amputate his foot, Matt Glover. And he got kicked out of the hospital because he refused for them to amputate his foot. And he started the Herbal Results protocol. So you can see the hole in his foot on the left, and that's before and after the foot healed, even though they said it would never heal. You can see the hole starts getting skin on it. Yeah. So, I mean, we've been doing this for some time, man. And you can just go to the products page and just show people.
Oh, yeah. Let me do that too. Let me do that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
You go to the shop page. Yeah. So I've written a book called The Successful Eradication of Cancer Using Intracellular Parasite Theories, an ebook. Anyone can download that. And chapter 3 has all of the steps for the protocol for our cancer eradication protocol. Chapter 1 is all the scientific studies that come from the United States National Institute of Health showing the relationship between parasites and cancer. Okay. And then chapter 2 is testimonials from people all over the world who have used antiparasitics to reverse their cancer. And then if you go, so that's the olive leaf extract, those 2 bottles there. One is the maximum strength, one is the super strength. The super strength is not as strong as the maximum strength. The maximum strength is what people use for cancer. And the super strength is what people use for other illnesses that aren't so severe. Then we have a vitamin D product that we make. It's out of stock, but it'll be back in stock in about 2-3 weeks. And we have a magnesium, zinc, selenium product. And so those 2 products are for the immune system. The immune system needs magnesium, zinc, selenium, and vitamin D. So we make it ourselves and provide it to the people. Below that, you'll see a product called Moringa Cilantro that should be back in stock in another 2 weeks. And that is a mix of Moringa and cilantro. We found that they work better when they are mixed together. Cilantro cleans your body from heavy metals, and Moringa is a superfood that gives you nutrition. Okay. And then
that's a powder. That's a powder.
Okay. Yes, it's a powder, and you mix it with coconut milk as a tea.
Okay.
Then, of course, we have CBD oil. Um, and we sell that, and that's very good for anti-inflammation. It's good for anxiety attacks. People have anxiety issues, pain. And then to the right of that, you'll see Vitex for women,
Right.
which deals with women who have gynecological issues such as PCOS, endometriosis, infertility, heavy menstrual cramps, irregular menstrual bleeding, uh, menopause symptoms. It is an herb that causes your body to make natural progesterone, and progesterone balances out estrogen, because most of these gynecological problems, because the women are estrogen dominant, they have too much estrogen in their blood, not enough progesterone. So this helps balance it out and resolve those problems. And then, then we have a bunch of ebooks there as well with recipes. But yeah, that's what we have, man. We have t-shirts as well. I'm cancer free,
Yeah. Yeah.
diabetes reversed, those types of things,
I
cancer
like
eradicated. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yep.
love it, man. I think that what you're doing. Well, let me ask. I mean, what is it? I mean, you appear to have the cure, and this is something that needs to be told is on a global level. Um, um, have you had any pushback from big pharma?
No, I mean, we've been doing this quite casually. We don't use the word cure because it's a legal term, but we do use the word eradicate because we have the evidence and we keep the receipts. And also because I'm a retired lawyer. I'm clear on how I need to present my information. And for instance, in my book, the first chapter, I don't, there's no words for me. The first chapter is all scientific studies from the United States National Institute of Health website
Okay.
that talk about the parasitic origin of cancer.
Okay.
From 1893, I have studies from 1893 that say that cancer's origin is parasites. The parasitic origin of cancer. And I have studies all the way up to 2024 that show the relationship between cancer and parasites. And this is not my study. These are not my studies. These are
Right.
studies on the US government website. So if they're
Well,
going to come after me, they're going to have to come after the government website.
well, let's hear more about that after these commercial messages, because I want
It's
to,
the night you've been
you
waiting
know,
for. A night out with
I want to be able to introduce people to what you have to say. So yeah, let's do this real quick. Ooh, and here we go. So there we go. I'm going to tell you right now, right? I've been having issues with StreamYard, StreamYard, and I'm going to call them up and let them know y'all messing up my production. But let's continue. Let's continue. I'll take care of that and add it in. Okay, so are you able? Have you been getting a larger following? More people coming to Herbal Results for help? Because I know I referred you to a friend of mine almost immediately. That's why you're here now. And once I saw the testimonials, and I want to reach out to the people and get them on the podcast as well, and really, promote. What's the response been like for you?
The response has been great. We don't spend any of our money on marketing. What we do is, instead of spending money on marketing, we are focused on making the best products available. Because what we figured out is that if you make the best products and you get reversals for your customers, they will become your marketing team. They'll talk about it. They'll refer you. People, when people have had high blood pressure all their lives, or diabetes all their lives, or cancer, and they no longer have it, they're very grateful. And they'll be your biggest fans, and they'll stand on top of the mountain and talk about how they, reverse their problem. And so, we spend our money on product development and research, and we let the marketing take care of itself through word of mouth. And so, I'm quite busy. I get emails every day with people with cancer. people with high blood pressure, diabetes. I mean, these are the number one. These are the top killers of people. And as the word spreads, you know, I'm very busy. I mean, I'm probably dealing with about 65 cancer patients right now.
Okay.
And most of these people are people who have done, you know, there's a good percentage that have done chemo and radiation that didn't work for them. And so the hospitals say there's nothing more we can do for you. So then they'll just come to me. Then there's a group of people who don't want to do chemo and radiation. And so they come to me before they even think about doing chemo and radiation. And there's some people who are doing chemo and radiation and also doing the Herbal Results program as well. So, no, I mean, everything's cool. We definitely are very busy. And, you know, we're looking to expand into Africa and different places and build our own manufacturing facilities.
Oh, man, that's amazing. I know you're going to be in the Bronx Saturday.
Absolutely. Yep, that's it right there. Green Earth Apothecary, 153 Dreiser Loop, and that's Bronx, New York. And that is Saturday at 1 p.m. October 25th. We'll be there. And we're going to talk about reversing cancer, high blood pressure, and diabetes. And we're going to go over the scientific studies, and we'll go over testimonials. I definitely will be coming with receipts.
Oh, man, I'm looking forward to it. We're going to get it out. The podcast will be there. I want to cover as much as possible. I probably will be there the whole time now that I know what you have to offer. I want people to know that, you know, this, I have friends that are going through the same thing as well. And I got to tell you, my man, I can't wait to meet you. Our medical system in the country is just out of whack. I don't think they're helping us at all. And I found that, you know, my friends that have didn't survive could have found this. That would have been beautiful. Once when you do your process, right? You said you use the most up-to-date equipment, for example. What is that process like? Say to make the medicine for cancers.
Yeah. So, for instance, like olive leaf extract, it can be made in different ways.
Right.
And so, one of the ways that it can be made with vegetable glycerin. Mm-hmm. And you'll see most of the olive leaf extracts you'll see in the stores, like Whole Foods or wherever. It's made with vegetable glycerin, but the problem is that vegetable glycerin is probably one of the weakest ways to extract the medicine from the plant.
Right.
So you're not getting efficacy. The best way to make olive leaf extract is with an alcohol extraction. Alcohol pulls the medicine from the plant extremely well. Mm-hmm. Very few companies make a tincture, olive leaf extract alcohol tincture. And the ones that do, they make a 1 ounce bottle, whereas I make an 8 ounce bottle. 1 ounce bottle is not enough for a therapeutic effect. And they'll charge you $20 for a 1 ounce bottle, and I charge $40 for an 8 ounce bottle. Right. Which means by volume, I could be charging $160 for my bottles, but I don't. I make it very affordable for people.
Right.
So we look at the science and we do our own experiments to see efficacy. And I'm in a very unique place because a lot of my customers become my friends. And so they always report back to me and they tell me what works, what didn't work. And so we've been able to fine tune our products for over a decade to the point where, you know, we have a very good hit rate of success. And like, for instance, our magnesium, zinc, and selenium product, it has no filler. And it uses the most bioavailable magnesium. See, there's different types of magnesium that you can take. Like magnesium oxide is trash, and that's most of the magnesium you'll find. Like if you go to Walgreens, you buy magnesium, it's about magnesium oxide, and most of it is not bioavailable. So it's trash. Like your body doesn't even absorb it.
Okay.
Or you might get the wrong one. You might get magnesium citrate, which is more for people who are constipated. Right?
Okay.
So the right magnesium is called magnesium glycinate. That's what we provide to the people.
Okay.
And then the right zinc is zinc picolinate. some people might get zinc citrate, and there's different types of zinc that are not bioavailable. You see, I just got a chance to look to see what works and what doesn't in this whole herbal thing. And most of these companies are selling you things that don't work because they're very cheap. And they're just looking for profit. So they'll sell you zinc citrate instead of zinc picolinate. Picolinate is what you need. That's what the body can absorb. So that's what we sell, zinc picolinate. And then we sell a form of selenium that's not synthetic, L-seleniothione. So, and we put them all in one. So you don't have to take 3 pills.
Okay.
And we don't have we have no filler. So most of these capsule products that you find, they have filler. Half of it's like filler.
Right.
So it's not as strong as it could be. The only ingredients that we have in our capsule there is magnesium, zinc, and selenium. That's it. Nothing else. So this is why we're getting the results that we're getting, because I looked at it and I said, man, if you just do the strongest products that gets the best results, you'll make profit because people will prefer your products because you're getting better results. But they think people are stupid. So they give people the weakest formulas at the cheapest price at the highest markup. So people aren't getting results.
And yeah, I got you. What are you going to be talking about at the event?
Okay, so there's 2 events. I don't know if you saw the other flyer.
I did not. I mean, I did not, but go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to send that to you. That's for Brooklyn.
Right.
So I'll be in Brooklyn on Friday, which is tomorrow.
Right.
And the Brooklyn show.
Got it. I got it.
You see it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. So the Brooklyn lecture will be tomorrow at 6 p.m. And that'll be at Nicholas, Brooklyn.
Okay.
Right? So anyone can just look up Nicholas, Brooklyn. And I don't know if you have the flyer, if you can share it there.
Yeah, I am going to share it right now. You got to give me a second.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so Friday I'll be in Brooklyn and Saturday I'll be in the Bronx.
Right.
So we're really going to talk about the same things. We're going to talk about, because we're talking about the big ticket items. Most folks, either have high blood pressure or diabetes, and then they'll have cancer along with it, or are going to get cancer in their family. They have someone in their family with cancer. So we're there to service the needs of the people. Right. So, so Friday, that's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
Yep, 6 p.m. The doors open at 5. We'll be starting 6 p.m. sharp.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Saturday, that's naturally reversing high blood pressure and diabetes. And then Saturday, we're going to talk about reversing cancer, high blood pressure, and diabetes all in one shot. So it's going to be a session where I'm not going to give you fish. I'm going to teach you how to fish. I'm going to teach you how to look up things on your smartphone, like look at the side effects of your medications that you're already taking. And many people are going to be shocked. They're going to be shocked. Now, then I'll be able to show you the herbal alternatives to these medications that your doctors don't tell you about.
Okay.
So This is really a non-toxic approach to healing yourself and being able to do it from the comfort of your home without being extracted of your wealth from the medical system.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you on Saturday.
Yes,
I will be there on time. I appreciate the time that you put in and giving us all this information, which is minuscule compared to, I would like to be able to have you on beginning in January on a monthly basis.
Yeah, we can work that out. We can definitely just set up a schedule. I don't mind to come on.
And you can totally just run that segment. This is very important. People are out here struggling, suffering, and I could see they can afford this. They can afford this treatment. So I definitely want to talk at more length about more of your personal history and how you got into it when I see you in person, and also privately what you could do to help my friend. Because
I've spoken with her.
I'm very, very worried about her. But thank you so much for your time, my man.
All right.
I hope are you already in New York?
No, not yet. I'll be there tomorrow.
All right. Get here safely.
All right.
And know that I'm also going to be, I'm starting to purchase. I definitely need the vitamin D, the magnesium. I'm trying to stop cigarettes. I'm going to get that as well. You got it. You got me. I'm going to invest. Thank you so much, my friend. Everyone, thank you so much. You have a great day, Heru. I want to thank everybody for attending tonight. Heru Ofori-Atta, he is incredible. He's going to have a lot of information going on at the Return to Nicholas, which is at 1396 Fulton Street in Brooklyn. They'll be talking about reversing blood pressure and diabetes. And then on Saturday, he's going to be talking about everything. The cancer, high blood pressure, and diabetes. We're going to do all that. So I'm looking forward to seeing him and having a great conversation in person and covering as much of the event as I can. So again, I just want to say thank you all.
Family.
Nice.
Our creative family. Our boss family.
Nice.
From Queens to Bronx to Brooklyn and even Staten Island.
I brought my famous vegan mac and cheese.
Who got the veggies?
Where both blood and chosen kin have the same loyalty and love running through our veins. The summer holidays bring back old traditions and spark new ones. Have a nice summer, New York.
Yeah, I also want to give a big shout out again to my sponsors, Produce 420, Green Spectrum, New York City Cannabis Exchange. They're having a major event next week. Surfside, Event High, Meyer Security, J Stone Branding, Sohan over there at Silk Road, great staff, Gordy's Goodies, and our two newest sponsors, WebBot Distributors and Pink's Products. Lewis and I from WebBot Distributors will be heading up to see All That Chocolate. We're going to the Green Room, check out a micro business. Then we're going to Nativa to check out Nativa. I'm going to stop by Depew to say hello to Finest Buds, make sure they're doing okay. And we're just going to go and do a little road trip, meet some new clients, get some content. That'll be all next week, so you'll see that in a couple of weeks. Again, thank you so much all for joining me. I am now fully exhausted. I'm going to get some rest. It's the first time I've ever did a podcast really this late. So I'll have clips of all of our podcasts. I've done 5 podcasts in the last 3 days. So I'll have all those out to you. Remember, everyone, to relax, relate, and release. And God bless you.
I thought he walked up like he was actually going to battle me. Me too.
Y'all have a great day.